Okay, we should be going live. Hopefully. See how things go. My shirt is covered in cat hair. Probably delist this one after we're done. What's up, everybody? How's it going tonight? Came downstairs and my streaming PC had sucked a bunch of cables into the video card fan, despite the fact that it's been pretty much stationary since I set it up. And yeah, that's where we're at. Well, looks like it's down to one viewer, just you and me, Sean. How's it going, Sean? Tonight we're going to be working on the Under 2. I don't think it's going to be a full 2-hour stream tonight. Had a headache pretty much the entire day, but I got to get this printer finished for tomorrow. And I am completely ill-prepared to do that. But that's okay. We'll get it figured out. So, I'm going to go ahead and we'll just start off by pointing the camera down at this mess. So I added a parts cooling fan, but I need to wire it, so we need to get into this guy here. Sean keeps killing me with dysentery, so I think he's got to work on his cooking skills. Oh. I tell you, friends, there are not enough hours in the day. Hey, Mike. I have so many ideas and so many projects and so many cool things I want to do for the channel, but unfortunately, I do not have the time, which is a shame. Hey, did everybody watch the new Ghostbusters trailer today? I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, and after the 2016 one, which, like, in its right, I think was a somewhat funny movie, but I don't think it was a good Ghostbusters movie. After that, we had the death of Harold Ramis. I've been hoping for something to come along that'll do better. If I had the money, I would probably try to take 3 months off work and do 3 months of straight up YouTube content creation, just to see if the issue is my personality and screen presence, or if it's just not enough time to put out enough quality content. Disconnect that for now. You guys are held in place with plastic nuts. Was everybody's weekend? Anybody do anything exciting? I didn't even realize there was a fan here. There's a fan back there to keep things cool. And I guess you know why the USB's in the front, because, well, it's just the way they installed it. This is just reusing the same board they've used for everything, I guess? I don't know where the parts cooling fan gets installed. I might have to look up. Might have to look up the diagram for the CR10 board. Ender to cooling and connection. So open up somebody else's video and then see if I can skip ahead to where they're working on the main board. Hey John Mac, how you doing, buddy? I was gonna try and use, I've got a wireless mic, but for some reason it's not showing up. I don't have enough room to move my mouse around without clicking on something. Device manager. Give me 2 seconds. I want to test this wireless microphone if I can get it working, just to see how I sound to you guys. That would explain it. I never plugged the cable it's plugged into the back of the computer. There we go. The Ender 2 uses the same board as the original CR10. Let's see. Does it show me now? Test. Okay, does that sound better, worse, the same? Give me your feedback. I think it needs to come up a little bit volume-wise. Test. If I crank it all the way, we're still not into the red. Let me know in chat how that sounds. Okay, so it looks like with his parts cooling fan in the video that I opened, he might be just splicing into the 12 volts for the main fan, which is going to be always on, which is not the way I would want it to be. Yeah, he used a duct that basically blows the air across both. So that's not the way we're going to go with that. Reality CR10 control board diagram. All I'm finding is the upgraded version. Yeah, the only ones I'm finding diagrams for are the one. Oh, here we go, maybe. Is that what you sent me on Facebook? I just made you moderator, so you'll be able to post stuff in the future. Let's see. Hot end power switch. So it says there's a fan 1 and a fan 2. Oh, and then laser and K-fan are here. These guys. Okay, so it looks like I need to connect something to there. I'm gonna end up splicing a bunch of stuff together here. It's not my ideal solution, but I don't have the DuPont connectors I need to add things. Thanks, by the way, Sean. I much appreciate that. Okay, so let's see. I have to start off by nipping some zip ties here. I think this guy here needs to... Well, I might be able to slide the wire in through there. It's going to go through this. I wonder if this wire that I have is going to be long enough. Might be able to get away with that. Let's see if I can nip it here. Just trying to make sure I don't accidentally cut a wire, because that would be most unfortunate. So, working right here. I'm hoping I can sort of just... Oh, there's another cable tie in the middle I'm going to have to get rid of. And I'm kind of just hoping I can... Now I might be able to get away with popping that DuPont connector off. Like off the board. And then just pushing the... the JST rather. These use JST and I've got DuPont on this connector already, but the pin difference, the spacing difference between them is the same, so I might be able to just pop off the JST connector off the board. And see where that gets us. Okay, let's see. How does the mic sound now that I've switched? You guys don't mind me asking? Because I'm intending to potentially use this for future videos, because wireless. So I can record audio separately. Holy crow, I'm tired. I am tired today. Wonder if I can get away with... So I'm working right here right now. I'm trying to get the sleeve off these cables. Or not off the cables, but basically, yeah, there we go. If I can sort of compress it, then I can slide this through it easier. The more I compress it, the wider it gets. The wider it gets, hopefully, the easier time I'll have feeding her through. So we're now, there we go. The only save you run into with that is that pushes that all the way into the sleeve, all the way into the hot end assembly, which is not ideal. Let's just keep feeding this through and see if it eventually pokes out the other side or comes close. Oh. There it is. Got it all the way through now. Now I can re-lengthen this. Hopefully without having to do too much work, just slide this cable through here. Come on. There we go. And then hopefully... Oh, we got that wrapped around this ribbon cable. We need to make sure all these cables go in through the same route. So, is anybody working on any other projects? Anything cool happening? Tell me about your days. Tell me what you've been working on. I posted a picture on Twitter. I did a quick print and paint of a Baby Yoda Christmas tree topper, which turned out decent enough. I'm not great at painting. It's not my forte. But it turned out cute enough for what it is. Jam this guy on here. There we go. Cybertruck? You got a new job offer today. Hey, Andrew. What kind of job offer did you get? Hopefully the safe for work kind. I'm just looking. I thought I had some shrink wrap here, but I'm not seeing it. Well, that's good. Hopefully, you'll enjoy your new job more than the old job. Gotta make sure this is all functional before we get too crazy. Come on. There we go. One of those situations where you could literally be stationed in hell and be like, all right, well, still a step up. Okay, so before we get too carried away with anything, I'm going to reconnect the screen. I'm not going to put anything back together. I just want to make sure that 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 fan works now. Okay, so it's not spinning. But it's possible, it's just because I have it connected backwards. Well, it's showing up on the main screen, so I'm assuming it is. Also, according to this, these two guys... okay, well, hold on. So let's try... So I see I'm going to connect it directly to the hot end fan. Okay, so like that should work. Well, and again, I can't guarantee. If that's the case. But we can... let's try this. I'm trying to get away without cutting all the cable ties and stuff too. Okay, so it looks like, even though it says in the diagram, these two guys are connected together, it looks like maybe they're not. Well, no, that works now. Let's just see if I can turn it off now. Yep. Bingo, bango, bongo. I just want to make sure it's not gonna, like, I don't think it's gonna come out easily. Yeah, I had to tug on it pretty good to get it to dislodge. Okay. Easy upgrade. It's for crazy fans. It's like crazy cupcakes. Okay, well, we're done inside here. Which is good news. Put the screws back in. Maybe? I like quick, fast upgrades. Mind you, I haven't made this permanent yet because I have to do something nicer with the wires to that fan other than just twist them together and spread them apart so they don't short each other out. Let's go ahead and make sure that it still works after. Which is a strange model. I have to bring this thing upstairs after the stream tonight and soak the bag, take off all the old crap. How's it going, Kit? There sure is a lot of old crap and grime on here. Spit and baling wire. The cost of potentially sounding uninformed or stupid. What is spit and baling wire? I suppose I could just Google it. But I'm too busy delaying trying to bundle those wires up because I don't think I have any of the proper size of heat shrink left to do it properly. Well, maybe these guys actually. These are pretty dinky though. Okay, well let's kill the power to that guy first. Cut off a section of this heat shrink. I guess I have not. Is that like chicken wire and good intentions? Same type of thing? Living on a prayer? This is actually potentially the perfect size heat shrink for this. I'm not a big fan of this, but that looks okay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, around here the same saying is chicken wire and good intentions, which probably is chicken wire and baling wire going to end up being the same thing? Man, I am so excited for the new Ghostbusters movie. I thought that there wouldn't be another one for like 20 years after the last one failed so hard. It tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it did not even matter. It's actually going to be easier if I put it down over the other side. Something wise decision. I've heard good things about the wise cams. I haven't actually bought any yet. Mostly because I'm broke. I splurged a little because I found a good deal on filament today. So I was able to get some stuff that I'd been paying $25 for like 16 bucks. It was like $5 off, and then there was a $4 off coupon and something like that. And this printer here, I'm actually donating to an old friend of the family. She and her boyfriend do cosplay. I kind of talked them into backing the Kodama Obsidian. And that hasn't worked out so well so far. And I said, you know, if it's not going to deliver before Christmas, I'll give you guys one of mine on long-term loan. And the Ender 2 has been a solid workhorse for me, but it doesn't see nearly as much use as it should. Well, the problem with the Pi Zeros in Canada is that I haven't been able to get them for anywhere near what they're supposed to sell for. I can't get this to... Can I? Maybe I can. Can't quite get this to slide over the entire wire. Come on. That time I got the right twist, but not the, I should have replaced the shrink wrap because it kind of got all deformed from the first attempt. I don't think I have any American friends that live close enough to the border to make that worthwhile. And then every time I think about having somebody bring me some to Murph or Earth, by the time I get to Murph or Earth, I'm broke. Try this again. There we go. You know what, just before we finish this off, let's make sure. Because I'm paranoid like that. Look at her go. I mean, you can't, but I can. It spins. It's time to spin the fan of mythicality. There we go. So then I think they kind of slide this guy all the way down here. Then I need to find a zip tie to finish off the mod. So glad so many of you guys come to hang out on Mondays. There's not too many people around here that are into 3D printing. It's nice just to be able to hang out and chat. It works better for Kay and I if I can sort of schedule my 3D printing stuff. I had a whack of cable ties here. I think I might have used them all. So for those of you that sort of joined us a little later and who are here, you know, or have been here in previous weeks, does the audio sound better, worse, or about the same as it normally does? Here we go. I do promise eventually we're going to get back to the other printer. I've done a couple of test prints for parts that I've had to design and they're not exactly what I want yet, so we'll keep working on that. It could be I've got this fan running here too, closer to me, but or is it more wind like when I breathe? Because I'm debating, and maybe it's just a matter of where I put it. If I put it over there, are you still able to hear me, but catch less of the breathing? trying to figure out optimal mic placement because I do want to start wearing this while I record videos with my regular camera. That is the goal. Something's happened here. This thing is... The belt is super loose. It's more wind since I moved it. It's worse. It's weird because I put it over. I put it on over here. I had it directly underneath. I thought I was breathing onto it. Just gonna pause this so it doesn't start printing while I'm trying to figure out why. I think I might have lost a T-nut. Well, maybe not. It's low enough that my beard shouldn't touch it, but I don't know. I bought the same mic that... I actually want to... Just checking this bed for thermal damage. It does look a little burnt. It could be, that would make sense actually. It's gonna rub against my neck. Is that better? I don't even know what kind of audio quality you guys are gonna get from that now. Man. Trying to decide if as I'm already pulling it apart. Tanner 3D is here. How's it going, buddy? Been a long time since I caught one of your streams too, which is disappointing for me. Hey, Staz. Okay, well, I'm going to take the bed off this and see if I can find my soldering equipment and see if I can print a cable relief for it. I didn't want to be doing this kind of modification the night before I have to hand it off to them, though, you know? Let's kill that. I just assumed I was missing your streams because you're usually streaming while I'm at work. Oh, almost lost it. Caught it. And last guy's here. That's fair. Carpal tunnel's no fun. From what I've heard, I've spent a lot of time on the computer. I feel like I'm lucky I haven't gotten it yet. If my typing form and stuff is good enough to prevent me from getting it, that's just purely luck. Well, the problem is we had to schedule going to drop it off. And, oh crap. I just lost at least one of the springs. Okay, well, I guess the first thing we're going to do is look for strain relief for the Ender 2. Ender... Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Ender 2 strain. Search for that. I searched for Ender 2 and it came up with CR10. And Ender 5. Ender 3. This thing is large and it needs to be printed in PTG. That's basically the truth, yeah. My mom had the trigger finger thing happen to her too. Kira. Actually, probably gonna end up printing this on the Ghost. So let's go for the Prusa profile I designed. I mean, it's running a 32-bit board. It's got some neat stuff on it, but like... Sorry, I'm looking for the spring that went flying. I have no idea where it went. I'm gonna have to like crawl around on the floor after the stream's done. Like, for the size of it, it doesn't need a 32-bit board. Don't get me wrong. I want to get a Prusa printer at some point, just because I know that they're workhorses, and I don't really have a printer that's been completely reliable for what I want. But I guess we'll see. So basically, once you've seen thermal damage, it means that it's already the wire's already compromised, right? Like I'm gonna have to cut it and solder it, bypass the connector, or at least recrimp the connector and put it back on. Trying to decide how I'm gonna handle this. How long is this gonna take to print? It needs to be printed in PETG. It's a 3.5 hour print. So I'm gonna have to cancel on them for tomorrow. There's no way this is gonna happen in time. But I'll get the printer going, see if we can get the print off. Maybe I'll talk to Kay, see if we can schedule for, I don't know, Thursday. I'll have to take a look at their schedule and ours and all that jazz. I don't know which fan's going on this thing now, but every time I turn it on, another fan's failing. Wow. I'm unimpressed with all of my printers today. I think this is pretty much the only one I have left that'll, or should be able to print PETG without a problem. My CR10, at least one of them, is doing an absolute garbage job. Sorry guys, I can't see chat right now. I will be able to see chat again in a minute. I'm just looking for my glue stick. I have a new one here I was going to give to them, but since we're probably going to have to delay a day. Also, anybody that uses Raspberry Pis, I've had half of the Raspberry Pis I've owned so far die. Roughly. I've got 3 that have died, and I think I've owned 6 or 7. I've only had 1 Orange Pi die in the same amount of time, not that I'm doing quality. I'm just wondering, am I just having bad luck? I've been using mostly the recommended power supplies. And mostly just running 3D printers, like the ones I'm using for video games have been mostly fine. I don't think I've had one of them fail, but I've had 3 ones that are running printers fail. And I think they've all been some iteration of the Raspberry Pi 3. I'm just curious what your experience has been. I'll be back in front of the camera in 2 seconds. Oh, I just realized this microphone's presently plugged into my USB extender that I use for connecting my USB stick when I'm slicing files. Whoops. Okay. Let's get back into chat and see what people are saying. I generally use Elmer's glue. It seems to work pretty well. Oh. somehow my network cable got wrapped around my USB hub. See if that'll pop up. I still have my original Pi, and I think it still works fine, although, like, every 6 months if I'm using it for 3D printing, I have to re-image it. Export G code. Now I basically just have to hope beyond hope that it'll actually let me print PETG, because I always end up fighting with it, trying to get it to work right. PETG and I do not get along in the slightest. There are tons of people that swear by it. I've had one brand that printed easy so far, and it's that recycled stuff. Okay, let's see how she goes. Okay. Guess we're just gonna see what happens. Okay, we're back. See what we're doing. Are we putting anything down? Looks like a maybe. Actually, kind of looks like we're off to a good start. Maybe a little too close to the battery because the extruder skipped once there, but We'll just have to see how it goes. This printer's a little creaky and cracky and stuff. Let's see, Facebook. Hey look, it's me. Covered in freaking cat hair, and my hair is like super poofed. I've got like the Egon poof happening. Sorry guys, I'm like all over the place. I'm not being a super good host tonight, but I mean, am I ever a super good host? I'm just gonna grab my cell phone so I can send her a text message. I wanted to let her know ASAP. Hey, at least as I'm walking away now, like for you guys, the sound shouldn't change too much, right? Which is like good news. Have wireless microphone. Stop talking whenever I'm not on camera anyways. I'm a gangster. I feel like it's probably making a mess up there because PETG is absolutely impossible for me to print with when I need to. Oh, come on, you piece of shoot. Click on a phone number, say I want to send an SMS, and it still pops up a second message, and yeah. The gangster life is the life for me. I can't see what it's doing. So the first layer I print super slow with fast movement speeds in between. It's a bit of a mess, but I think I'm just going to let it go because it may be the best I can get out of it. So this is part of the reason why, like, I saved up to buy a Prusa at some point because I've been told how it basically just, without any issues, handles PETG. And I don't currently have a printer that will do it. But then cats happened. So Mika's still in a cage for another week. Yeah, anyways. It is what it is. We do the best with what we got. Hey, I found the spring. So there's some good luck there, right? Bark with me if you're my dogs. The problem for me has been that I don't have an all-metal hot end on any of my CR10s at this point, so I don't have anything that'll hit the temperatures needed to sort of guaranteed PTG. How's it going, Robert? How high do you guys set your retraction for using PTG through a Bowden tube? I messaged them. They're obviously not making too much of a big deal out of it, so we're gonna try, I think, for Thursday. I'll have to check with Kaylin upstairs. 235C. I've had to run most of the PTG I've had at like 245 to 250, and I tried printing it on a stock CR10, and it ruined the Bowden tube before too long. This is looking like it'll be maybe mostly successful. I gotta take a look though, because I printed a perimeter, and oh, it needs supports. I did not enable supports. Shoot. I assumed it did not need supports. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to cancel this anyways. Well, I'll hit it with a little more glue stick anyways, because it was barely sticking. And I need an adapter, which I put I don't know where. Yeah, so been having all sorts of weird issues with most of my printers lately, and like I got a print I'm gonna show you in a second. Just let me get this file loaded. I own a mosquito hot end. I've been saving it for a special occasion. I haven't figured out what that special occasion is yet. Round 2 of printing. Okay, so here is the issue that my... Holy crap, see if it'll... Come on. White's a terrible color to do this with. But I don't know if you can see the rings, but I've got random inconsistent extruding. Like, there's no equal spacing or whatever. It's not like it's... And they're like... inset into the plastic. And like, it's still a strong piece, but I don't know, it just randomly shrinks. Well, it's printing, it shrinks a group of layers because it's more than one layer thick. And I cannot for the life of me figure out why. And I have multiple CR10s, so I've been able to confirm that slicer settings work on other versions of the CR10, just not that one. So it does it on, like I've tried from 0.2, 0.24, and 0.28, and it does the same thing. And legitimately, I don't know. I kind of need to get it figured out though, because I can't really. I've been doing 3D prints for people for money, and I can't really continue doing that with this printer if it's gonna give me such terrible results. So I originally thought maybe it was shifting a little bit and like maybe it was imperfections in the wheels, but it's indented all the way around versus being shifted. So like on all sides it is a hole, I think. Just checking it over to see if that's the case. What was the message? Streamlabs is upsetting. So that's a spindle for one of the Lego toilet paper guys, which I think is still fine. Like, it doesn't have to look perfect for that, but yeah, I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Yeah, that's probably a good place to start. And then obviously I can do a test print with this guy and see how it looks. So here's the thing, like, and I'm not afraid to admit when there's stuff that I'm not fantastic at. I've never successfully realigned the Z-screw on the CR10s. I loosen the bracket, I tighten it back down, and if I tighten the bushing all the way, then it binds up either on the top or the bottom, and it squeaks horribly. It's, I don't know, I guess it's just one of those things I'm not good at, that and PETG. Maybe that'll be next week's stream, trying to stop that printer from sucking at what it does. Yeah, so both Nightbot and Streamlabs are bots. They're not actual people, so they're just watching for specific inputs and stuff. That print did not stick at all this time. It is completely peeled off the mat, it looks like. Yeah, that's a complete and utter failure. Oh man. Yeah. There's now just a wad of PETG stuck to my hot end. And the PETG that's on the bed just peels off effortlessly. Well, shoot. Yeah, I did that too. That's how mine are set right now. Seeing what I can do here. It's pretty frustrating. I see. Sorry, just grabbing some Allen keys. None of these Allen keys fit. Thanks for swinging by tonight, Sean. Always appreciate it. You're good people. I don't care what other people say. Let's try the bed a little hotter and see if I can get this PETG to stick. Still not the right size Allen key. Yeah, this one might be. See if that works a little bit better. So I lowered the Z-axis all the way down, and I tightened the screws, untightened and retightened the screws for the Z bushing. So let's see if it'll go up all the way to the top and then home again. We're up 100 so far without an issue. That's 200. I guess it thought that it... Well, anyways, it did 200 without binding, which is probably good enough. Well, I'm going to replace the filament that's attached to it with something else, and I'm going to try and reprint the exact same piece. I know it's not necessarily great to switch up stuff like that, but we'll just see how it goes. And like, it looks darker, so it looks like there's material missing. I don't know. Could be the extruder, it could be God knows what. Well, I think I'm going to wrap things up early tonight. I don't really have a lot left to show. The Ender 2 isn't... I was hoping to do a test print off of it tonight to see how things were, but... we all know how that went. So, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully next week will be a more interesting stream. We'll see how things go leading into the weekend. I had stuff I was supposed to get done on my Friday off, and never enough time, unfortunately. But that's it for now. So, thanks for hanging out, guys, and I'll catch you next week. Bye for now.